Welcome back to the Means Report, coming to you from the all-new television park in high definition. I told you during the first segment that frightened me, being in HD, but the gentlemen who are with me now seem to have no problem with it. Veterans of television, one and all, and I am absolutely humbled and honored to be in their presence. They don't need any introduction to the CSRA, but I'll do it anyway. All former News Channel 6 employees and really the pillars of this place. John Raddick.
Hi, John.
Yeah, and Terry, meet Jim Davis.
Hi, Jim.
And this is my friend Terry Sams.
Hi, guys.
Who still appears on Channel 6 by way of the community calendar and, of course, is active in our community. Thank you for being here.
Still doing community calendar?
No.
This is going to be an interview where pretty much I just be quiet and y'all just talk to each other, and I'll tell you when we're done. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, all of you.
It's our honor.
I want the viewers to be able to, first of all, just catch up with what's going on in your lives since they last saw you. And I really wanted to, as part of our transition into this new place, give credit to you all for making us be able to be here. You paved the way, no question. John Raddick, let's start with you. You're known to our viewers either as Bawana John for your popular television program. We'll be showing video of that throughout this interview. You also ran Channel 6 as its general manager. From then, you became an accomplished artist. You're now in Aiken. How's everything been going since we last saw you here?
Everything's been going quite well. I guess I officially retired from broadcasting after 65 years in the media, and back about 1997, somewhere in there. Yeah. And I've spent my time painting and wishing that I, from time to time, could still be in the business that I loved and was in so long.
We're looking at your paintings now. You did a stint in Montana, correct?
Right.
Tell us how you started to do these beautiful works.
Well, actually, I had a gift from God. God gave me the gift to be able to draw, and then ultimately I moved on to painting. And God also pointed the direction for me to be able to buy a television station in Helena, Montana. Helena was an NBC affiliate in receivership, and had to put together a limited partnership and borrow a lot of money and stuff like that. But it was the second to the last market size in the business.
Right, near the bottom, near 200 something.
That's right.
let me talk to Jim Davis for a moment. Jim, ladies and gentlemen, the Walter Cronkite, as he's often referred to, of local television news, 20 years on the anchor desk, also directed our news department here. Jim, you still seem extremely comfortable in this setting. I guess it never leaves you.
It never, well, we lived so long under it in
Yeah.
that setting, and twice a day, 5 days a week, sometimes more than that if we had specials to do. So,
how's retirement treating you?
fairly good. I haven't been in the best of health, but I'm still upright, still looking at the grass from the right side.
Well, we're grateful for that. And I want to get your thoughts on the old and the new television park as we go along here. Terry Sams, Trooper Terry. Then he did the weather. He also ran the station. And when I say Trooper Terry, the hat appears. Thank you, Terry's daughter. And yeah, so Trooper, then you did the weather, plus you ran the TV station. Poor Jim Davis, he's the only non-general manager here. Why didn't y'all ever hook him up?
He was too good at news, I think.
Yeah.
He didn't want that extra responsibility.
But you know what? You still, Terry, are so visible in the community, which is what we try to tell all of our young people when they get in the business. Stay connected to your community so that there's that connection when you're on television. You're still living it.
Well, there's nothing better than that, being retired and called on every now and then to come back and do what I love best. And the show, hey kids, you better come running. Which camera? That one.
It's that one, yep.
Because you're just in time for, and it went on from there every day after school, and it's good to be back saying that again.
The hat fitting so well. Did you cut your hair to
Actually,
make
it
the hat
shrunk
fit?
a little bit, or the head got bigger. I don't know which it is.
I don't know. It still looks good.
May I tell people how you became Trooper Terry?
I wish you would.
How did that happen?
Well, Terry came aboard in 1961,
Right.
I believe, and first week he was there, I said, Terry, have you ever done a kid show before? Because he had background in television and radio. And he said, no. I said, well, I'm giving my show up Monday, and this was like Thursday or something like that, and you're going to take the show over, and you're going to be a trooper. We're going to call you Trooper Terry.
Wow.
Now go out and buy some stuff that looks like a uniform and the boots and all that. And that was the auspicious or suspicious occasion. That was how Terry was born, so to speak. And he's become the icon,
Yes, indeed.
obviously, of television here, because he's been here all the time. I left in '79.
Terry, we talked about how you would have no problem with birthday parties or just your audience in general filling up your studio audience for the whole year. Tell us about that.
Oh, my favorite person in all the world, my best friend, other than my darling wife, is Mary Jones, who's still here.
Love her.
Everybody thinks that Billy is running this television station, but we know
Not
better,
true.
don't we, guys?
Yeah,
Right.
Mary's the
Mary
one.
Jones used to be my assistant in that time, and Mary would set out the promos for the first Saturday in November that we'll be taking reservations for Trooper Terry. People would call in at the appointed hour. She would be there. She would take the reservations with some help occasionally, but mostly her. And Mary would fill up the entire year, 52 weeks, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, well, from about 8 o'clock in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. It was
The whole
so
year.
gratifying that folks wanted to be on with their kids and their birthday parties. So we really enjoyed a lot of wonderful friends back then.
It's, you know, it's funny because I hear people all the time about they were on Trooper Terry and
Oh,
they
yeah.
said, I was never on your newscast. And I said, well, if you'd done the right things, you would have been
The
there.
wrong
Right,
things
that's either
too.
good
The
or
wrong
bad.
things.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Channel 6 became a legend. There's no question about that. The leading television station in this marketplace. And working for J.B. Fuqua, his requirements were easy to follow. We always said, if you do your job, you get to keep it. But seriously, his philosophy was, sure, we're in business to make money, but we're also in business to serve our community. So we're not going to be all take, we're going to be give. So he encouraged all of us to become involved in outside activities in the community in a civic sense. And I think that was one of the things that helped our success, because we were visible and approachable, and well, you know what it's like when you run into someone that sees you on television. They want to talk to you, they want to touch you, they want to, you know, you're a celebrity.
Jim Davis, 29 years almost to the day since you signed off for the final time in 1982, giving your editorial as you did your commentary on Channel 6. You're still recognized, aren't you? How's
Yes.
that?
Oh, it's good. I love it.
What do people say to you?
Oh, they just tell you they miss you on the news, you know, and how you should watch you all the time. And the funniest thing, though, is people will call me Trooper Terry, and they'll swear that I'm Trooper Terry.
I'm Brad Myers.
And I said,
And by the same token, I'm Jim Davis a lot of
you
times.
know, I'll have to tell them this. I said, Terry Sams is 10 years younger than I am. He doesn't have near the hair that I have,
Hey.
but he does have about 10 more pounds than I have.
Oh man, Terry, he absolutely hammers you to the
No,
phone.
let me tell you something about a relationship. As I said, I came to Channel 6 in 1960. Terry came a year later. We worked together for 22 years.
Closely.
Yeah, very closely. I mean, every day. And I don't recall us ever having a crossword with each other.
Wow, that says a lot.
And we stayed friends all through that period.
Let me ask you all, and any of you can jump in, your feelings, and I don't want to make this like it's 100% a joyful occasion, because it's definitely bittersweet. Your thoughts and feelings about leaving that bright yellow building on Reynolds Street and transitioning into this next phase for us.
Well, before we get into that, I would like to say, you know, we are three wheels in the cog of WJBF. We were blessed with working with a wonderful group of people who did an outstanding job, who really cared for what they were doing, and we all worked together and enjoyed it. I can't recall any crosswords either.
I've told people over the years that the people we worked with at Channel 6 all loved what they were doing.
Right.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and it was fun going to work.
Well, is it weird to see that building vacant now?
It is.
It's
Very
got to
mu-
be.
Very much so. My wife Janice and I, who is my best friend and partner in all of life, went through it Saturday a week ago, and it was sad, to see it in that way. There were so many fond memories, that go along with being there that length of time, almost 25 years.
Yeah.
That it was tough, and nobody knows what's going to become of it. But it in itself is an icon in downtown Augusta.
Right.
That was JB's dream, to be located in Augusta, Georgia, downtown.
In downtown.
Yeah.
Jim, it's a part of you. That place will always be
Oh,
in you,
yeah.
won't it?
Indeed. It was just, it was home.
Well, and Terry, when you get to do the community calendar, it's no longer a quick little jaunt from North Augusta, I guess.
Well, it's easy enough because I love coming down here. It's the biggest shock I've had in a long time was driving down Reynolds Street one day and seeing that ugly, tacky for sale sign in the front of our beloved
Yeah.
1001 Reynolds Street,
Yeah.
WJBF Television Park. Well, I've been out here now, and I think you folks are very fortunate. Media General
yeah.
is a great corporate citizen to spend, I don't know how many millions on this facility.
Yeah, it
And
was
it's a
it
great
was a
gift
lot.
to the community, and you've hired a lot more people, and I just think it's time.
Terry, I'll stay with you, and then I want to get comments from both other gentlemen. Anything that stayed the same in broadcasting since you left? I know we have this state-of-the-art building. I know, unfortunately for me, we're in high definition, but aren't there some constants that you still notice in television, period?
Sure, you got to stay in focus.
Yeah.
The big change I see is not obvious on air. What you see on air is still about the same, I think. But we operated with a heck of a lot fewer people, did we?
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
And it's great to have I don't know how many folks you have here now.
It's
but,
pushing into the 3 digits.
wow.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Because it was 80 at JBF.
Well,
Right.
even back
And,
back when we go with John Raddick's management, I think it must have been somewhere in 50 or 60
About
range.
51, I think. it was.
51 people doing what you might call the same job, but we had multiple jobs,
We
not
did.
just as today's single job.
Yeah.
So,
Do you all like the way that news is covered, or is there some? I know you have to watch it with a critical eye still. Are there changes that you could do without?
Well, sometimes I drive Janice wild critiquing the news program.
Sure.
But yeah, we watch. We're up to date as to what's going on, and I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. You really are.
I admire your ability to get out and cover as many things now as you do.
You see more
We didn't have
content.
the personnel, of course, in the news department. Walking through your new news department, here it's like stepping into our whole station and back in the 50s.
I agree.
and
I agree.
if you tried to come in today, either one of us, and operate any of the machinery, it would be like stepping into an aircraft and trying to fly it for the first time. So.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you.
It's great.
Let me ask you this as my last question in the minute and a half that we have left. A lot of people in my age group right now are having, I guess, the midlife crisis, wondering if they made the right decision in life. Many are switching jobs. Did you choose the right career, and what makes you be able to give your answer? John, begin with you.
I would say that there was nothing I ever wanted to do more than be in radio. And I just stuck with radio and television as my entire career. And I always attribute that to lack of proper guidance. No, I've loved every minute of it.
I'm glad, Jim.
I was the same way. I just, I loved it. When I was a kid, my heroes were men like Charles Collingwood, and they were commentators of World War II, and I wanted to be part of that. And I think the exciting thing about WJBF was that it gave me the opportunity to do that. I met some marvelous people all over the country and all over the world as a result of being news director and anchor for this station.
I'm glad you were. Terry?
It all started at a little 250-watt radio station in Elizabethton, Tennessee. I was a sophomore in high school. I was working 40 hours a week, can you believe it? And it was the most wonderful opportunity to get in on the ground floor of broadcasting and then television. It's been exciting.
Well,
Still is.
It's exciting to have you all with me. And just on a personal note, thank you. Thank you for sitting in this chair and for paving the way.
Thank you for having us.
It's an honor, and
Yes,
all the best
indeed.
to all
Thank
three.
you.
Thank you.
Right. Terry Sands, Jim Davis, and John Raddick.
God bless.
God bless you too, sir. Our very special guests on the Means Report. One of the first times in recent memory I drove to work nervous today. When we come back, how you can shape future editions of the Means Report. Some good information for you when we return.